Aries, if impatience has ever cost you something you cared about, a relationship, an opportunity, a moment of peace that slipped through your fingers because you could not wait, then what you are about to hear has the power to change the entire trajectory of your life. Stay until the very end. There is a fire inside you that has been burning since the day you were born. It is the fire that makes you act when others hesitate, that makes you leap when others calculate, that makes you charge forward when the rest of the world is still deciding whether to move. And that fire is beautiful, Aries. It is one of your greatest gifts. But it has a shadow side that you know all too well. Impatience. The feeling that everything should have happened yesterday. The frustration of waiting for results you can already see in your mind. The agony of standing still when every cell in your body is screaming at you to move. Today, we are not going to try to extinguish that fire. We are going to heal the wound underneath it. Because impatience is not just a personality trait, Aries. It is a signal. And these 10 keys of awareness will help you understand what that signal is really saying. Key 1. Recognize that impatience is often fear in disguise. This is the first and perhaps the most important key because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Most of the time, when you feel impatient, you are not actually frustrated with the speed of things. You are afraid. Afraid that if things do not happen quickly, they will not happen at all. Afraid that the window is closing, that the moment is passing, that the universe will forget about you if you do not grab what you want right now. And that fear, Aries, did not come from nowhere. It was built over years of experiences where waiting led to disappointment, where trusting the process resulted in missed opportunities, where being patient felt like being punished while everyone else moved ahead. Those experiences created a belief deep inside you that speed equals safety, that acting fast protects you from being left behind. And so your impatience became a survival mechanism, a way of controlling outcomes in a world that felt unpredictable and unreliable. But here is what your older, wiser self is beginning to understand. That belief is no longer serving you. The things that are truly meant for you cannot be rushed, and they cannot be lost. They are aligned with your soul's path, and no amount of delay can take them away from you. When you start to see your impatience for what it really is, fear dressed up as urgency, you can begin to address the root instead of the symptom. You can ask yourself, what am I really afraid of right now? And in most cases, the answer will surprise you. It is not about the thing you are waiting for. It is about something much deeper, something that has been with you since long before this moment. And once you see it, you can heal it. Not with speed, but with awareness. Key 2. Understand that your body processes emotions faster than your mind. There is a reason your impatience feels so physical, Aries. The tightness in your chest, the restlessness in your legs, the heat that rises through your body when things are not moving fast enough. Your fire sign energy does not just live in your thoughts. It lives in your muscles, your nervous system, your very bones. And this means that your body often reacts to situations before your mind has a chance to process what is actually happening. You feel the urgency before you understand the cause. You experience the frustration before you have had time to evaluate whether the frustration is warranted. Your body hits the accelerator while your mind is still reading the map. This is not a flaw. It is how you are wired. But understanding it gives you an incredible advantage. Because once you recognize that your body is reacting before your mind catches up, you can create a pause between the reaction and the response. Just a few seconds, just enough time for your rational mind to step in and ask, is this urgency real, or is my body running an old program? Most of the time it is an old program, a pattern established years ago, triggered by a present situation that only resembles the original threat. And when you can see that, when you can separate the physical sensation from the actual reality of the moment, the impatience begins to dissolve. Not because you forced it away, but because you understood it. You gave it the awareness it needed to release. And in that release, you find something that impatience has been blocking for years. Clarity. The ability to see the situation as it actually is, not as your body fears it might be. Key 3. Accept that some things need time to become what they are meant to be. You know this intellectually. You have probably even said it to other people. Be patient. Good things take time. Trust the process. But living it, Aries. Actually embodying that truth in the moments when your fire is raging and your soul is screaming for movement. That is one of the hardest things your sign will ever do. Because your nature is creation. You are the initiator of the zodiac. the one who plants the seed and wants to see the flower bloom in the same afternoon. And when the flower does not appear on your timeline, it feels like a personal rejection from the universe. But the universe is not rejecting you, Aries. It is refining you. Every delay you experience is not a punishment. It is a preparation. The relationship that is taking longer to arrive is being shaped to match the person you are still becoming. The career breakthrough that has not happened yet is waiting for you to develop the skills that will allow you to sustain it. The healing that feels impossibly slow is happening in layers, because surface healing would not be enough for someone with your depth. When you accept that time is not your enemy but your ally, something profound shifts inside you. The urgency fades. The frustration softens. And in their place comes a trust that runs deeper than any impatience could reach. You start to see the beauty in the becoming, the grace in the gradual, the power in the process itself, not just the outcome. And that, Aries, is a level of awareness that most people never reach. But you are reaching it. Right now. In this very moment. Key 4. Learn to separate urgency from importance. Your mind has a tendency to treat everything as urgent. Every decision, every conversation, every email, every opportunity. They all feel like they need to be addressed right now or something terrible will happen. But here is the truth that can transform your relationship with time, Aries. Very few things are actually urgent. Important, yes. Significant, absolutely. But urgent, meaning they will be lost forever if you do not act in the next 5 minutes. Almost never. When you start separating urgency from importance, you give yourself the gift of space. Space to think clearly. Space to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Space to consider options you would have missed if you had charged ahead at full speed. Think about the decisions in your life that turned out best. Chances are, they were not the ones you made in a rush. They were the ones where you took a breath, considered your options, listened to your intuition, and then acted from a place of alignment rather than anxiety. That is the power of discernment. And for an Aries, discernment is the key that unlocks a level of effectiveness you have never experienced before. Because when you stop treating everything as an emergency, you start directing your fire where it matters most. You stop scattering your energy across 100 small fires and start channeling it into the few that actually need your flame. And those fires, the important ones, burn brighter and longer because they have your full focused attention. That is not patience for the sake of patience. That is strategic patience. The kind that makes you more powerful, not less. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Key 5. Notice how impatience affects the people you love. This key requires honesty, Aries. The kind of honesty that might make you uncomfortable. Because while your impatience often feels like a personal struggle, something that only affects you, the truth is that it ripples outward in ways you might not have fully recognized. The times you snapped at someone because they were not moving fast enough. The conversations you cut short because your mind was already 3 steps ahead. The moments when the people who love you most felt like they could not keep up with your pace, like they were always 1 step behind, like they were somehow failing you by simply being who they are. Your impatience has a cost, Aries. And that cost is not always measured in missed opportunities or poor decisions. Sometimes it is measured in the quiet hurt on someone's face when they realize that your need for speed is more important to you than their need to be heard. That is a painful thing to recognize. But recognizing it is the beginning of healing. Because when you see how your impatience affects the people you care about, you find a motivation to change that goes beyond self-improvement. You find a motivation rooted in love. And love, Aries, is the one force strong enough to transform even the most deeply ingrained patterns. Start paying attention. The next time you feel impatience rising in a conversation with someone you love, pause and look at their face. Look at their eyes. See the human being in front of you not as an obstacle to your progress, but as a soul who chose to walk beside you in this lifetime. That perspective, Aries, can change everything. Not just your patience, but your entire capacity for connection. Key 6. Discover the power of incomplete action. This one will challenge every instinct you have, Aries, because your nature demands completion. When you start something, every fiber of your being screams at you to finish it. Now, today. before you go to sleep, before you can rest, before you can even breathe. And that drive has produced incredible results in your life. But it has also produced incredible exhaustion. And it has taught you an unhealthy relationship with progress, one where anything less than total completion feels like failure. But what if you redefine progress not as finishing but as moving forward? What if a half-written plan was not a failure but a foundation? What if an incomplete conversation was not a weakness, but an invitation to return with more clarity? What if leaving something unfinished for the day was not giving up, but giving yourself permission to trust the process? Incomplete action is not the opposite of progress. It is the most sustainable form of progress there is, because it allows you to maintain momentum without burning out. It allows you to spread your energy across days and weeks instead of depleting it in a single burst. It allows you to return to your work with fresh eyes, fresh energy, and fresh insights that you never would have found if you had forced yourself to finish everything in one sitting. Aries, your impatience with incompletion is one of the biggest sources of your stress. And the cure is not more discipline or more willpower. The cure is trust. Trust that the work will still be there tomorrow. Trust that you will still be motivated tomorrow. Trust that the pause between action and completion is not a gap. It is a bridge. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk halfway across that bridge, rest, and continue the crossing in the morning. Key 7. Recognize that your impatience with yourself is the harshest kind. You have probably noticed that you are harder on yourself than you are on anyone else, Aries. The standards you set for others are reasonable, compassionate, and understanding. But the standards you set for yourself are merciless. You expect perfection. You demand instant results. You punish yourself for every mistake, every delay, every moment of hesitation, as if being human were something to be ashamed of. And this self-directed impatience is the root of so much of your suffering. Because no matter how fast you move, no matter how much you accomplish, no matter how many goals you achieve, there is always a voice inside you saying it should have been faster, it should have been better, you should have done more. That voice is not your truth, Aries. That voice is your wound. It was created by every moment in your past when you felt like you were not enough, when you felt like you had to earn your worth through performance, when you learned that love and approval were conditional on your ability to produce results. And that wound has been driving your impatience for years, pushing you to move faster and faster in a desperate attempt to outrun the feeling of not being good enough. But you cannot outrun a wound, Aries. You can only heal it. And healing begins with the simple, radical act of being patient with yourself, of allowing yourself to be a work in progress, of celebrating how far you have come instead of fixating on how far you still have to go. This is not about lowering your standards. This is about extending to yourself the same compassion you so freely give to everyone else. You deserve that compassion, Aries. You have earned it 1,000 times over. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting. It's about moving. Key 8. Use your breath as an anchor in moments of urgency. This might sound too simple for someone as intense as you, Aries, but the most powerful tools are often the simplest ones. Your breath is the one thing you always have access to in every situation, in every moment, regardless of what is happening around you. And it has the ability to shift your entire nervous system from fight or flight to calm and centered in a matter of seconds. When impatience rises, your breathing changes. It becomes shallow, rapid, tight. Your body enters a state of heightened alert, as if the delay you are experiencing is a physical threat that requires immediate action. And from that state, every decision you make is filtered through urgency, through anxiety, through the desperate need to do something right now. But when you consciously slow your breath, when you take a deep inhale through your nose and a slow exhale through your mouth, you are sending a signal to your entire system that says there is no emergency here. I am safe. I have time. And from that place of safety, Aries, everything looks different. The situation that felt unbearable a moment ago suddenly feels manageable. The delay that felt like a personal attack now feels like a natural part of the process. The urgency that was consuming you begins to dissolve, replaced by a clarity that allows you to see the full picture instead of just the part that was triggering your impatience. Practice this, Aries, not just when you are already in the grip of frustration, but as a daily practice. A few minutes each morning of slow, intentional breathing can reset your baseline so that impatience has less space to take root throughout the day. Key 9. Understand that patience is not passive. It is the most active form of trust. This is the reframe that can change everything for you, Aries. Because the reason patience has always felt wrong to you is that you have associated it with inaction, with giving up, with sitting on the sidelines while life happens to you instead of because of you. And for a sign that was born to take action, that association is intolerable. But what if patience is not about doing nothing? What if it is about doing the most important thing of all? Trusting. Trusting that the seeds you have planted will grow. Trusting that the work you have done will pay off. Trusting that the universe, which has brought you this far, will not abandon you now. That kind of trust, Aries, requires more strength than any action you have ever taken. Because action gives you the illusion of control. It makes you feel like you are making things happen. But trust asks you to release control entirely, to accept that some things are beyond your ability to force, fix, or accelerate, and to be at peace with that acceptance. This is the highest form of spiritual maturity, the understanding that your job is not to control the outcome, but to align with the process, to do your part and then to step back and let the universe do its part. Not with anxiety, not with white-knuckled surrender, but with genuine heartfelt trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. When you can hold that trust in your body, Aries, impatience simply has nowhere to live. It cannot survive in a system that is anchored in faith. It cannot take root in a heart that knows with absolute certainty that what is meant for you will find you, no matter how long it takes. Key 10. Remember that the universe rewards those who can hold their fire without losing it. This is the final key, Aries, and it is the one that holds all the others together. Because everything you have heard today comes down to this one truth. The universe is not asking you to extinguish your fire. It is asking you to master it, to hold it with intention, with awareness, with the kind of steady hands that come only from years of practice and growth. And you have been practicing, Aries. Every time you chose to pause instead of react, you were practicing. Every time you bit your tongue instead of saying something you would regret, you were practicing. Every time you trusted the process, even when your entire body was screaming for movement, you were practicing. And that practice has brought you to this moment, right here, right now, where you are ready to receive the rewards that patience makes possible. Not the rewards that come from forcing outcomes, but the ones that come from aligning with the natural rhythm of the universe itself. Those rewards are always bigger, always better, and always more lasting than anything impatience could ever deliver. Because they are built on a foundation of trust, and trust does not crumble. Your fire is not your problem, Aries. Your fire is your gift. And when you learn to hold it with patience, with awareness, with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that their moment is coming, that fire becomes the most powerful force in the zodiac. Not because it burns the hottest, but because it burns the steadiest. And a steady flame, Aries, can light the way for an entire lifetime. Aries, the 10 keys of awareness we have explored today are not just ideas. They are invitations. Invitations to transform the relationship you have with your own intensity. To see your impatience not as a flaw to be fixed, but as a signal to be understood. To recognize that beneath every moment of urgency, there is a deeper truth waiting to be discovered. You are not broken, Aries. You never were. You are simply a powerful being learning how to wield your power with grace. And that process, the process of becoming more patient, more aware, more aligned with your highest self, that is the most important journey you will ever take. Not because the destination matters, but because the journey itself is where the healing happens. Keep going, Aries. Keep growing. Keep trusting that every moment of awareness brings you closer to the peace you deserve. Because it does. And the universe is watching you with so much love and so much pride as you walk this path. You are doing beautifully, even when it does not feel like it. Especially when it does not feel like it. You have two options after this video. Close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.